Miracle serum.
We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of you winning lying. So goodbye.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is August the 19th, 2024, and today the topic is Freestyle 2024. Yes, y'all, it's time for a freestyle, man. I don't know when the last time I just did a freestyle juice. I feel like it was so long ago. So I guess it was one of those days and times today, because it's not that I didn't get juice this morning. I did. I got multiple juices. And by the time I was trying to figure out what the Lord wanted me to talk about, it was time for me to record an episode of the GSL Talk Show. And so I just did that, which is why your girl looked a little bit like something. And then after that, I went outside and tried to record something real quick for a future project and was getting ate up by mosquitoes and all this type of stuff. Me and NJ has not started his class yet, so that's something that needs to get done. And then I was like, you know what? Perhaps this is one of those days to freestyle. So here I am freestyling, y'all. That means I have no quote unquote verses written down. I have no, go deeper written down either, and I'm just going off the dome. I asked the Lord, hey, say whatever you wanted to say through me. I do have the Bible verse for the day, so that'll be one bit of Bible, I guess, specifically for today to get. But outside of that, yeah, your girl's freestyling, all right. So this weekend, I had a good weekend overall. Saturday, things went as planned, but then it didn't go as planned at the same time, if that makes any sense. And I think I kind of hyped myself up a little bit more than I probably should have. So I did go to the birthday party. We went to the birthday party with the lady from church and X, Y, and Z and her son, celebrating her son. And it was a beautiful experience. She had rented out, yes, his name is Nico. She had rented out the movie theater. So we had a whole movie theater to ourselves. That was NJ's first time in a movie theater, so that was special as well.
We did one at the church. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that's not a movie theater. That's just the church playing a movie. But anywho, so we did go to that. It was very nice. I think her and her son's father and whatnot, it did really well with planning everything and whatnot. They were able to get snacks for the kids, all that kind of stuff. We even got snacks and whatnot as well as parents. We watched the Ryan movie or something like that about that YouTuber Ryan had made a movie, I guess. So that's the movie that they watched. It was cute, it was nice. And then afterwards they went to Chick-fil-A. Now, y'all know that part of our fast of my family is that we're not buying any fast food. So I was very specific to find out like where was it going to be like everybody pay for themselves type of situation or what? She was saying that, basically they were paying. So I was like, oh, okay. So we're not buying the food, X, Y, and Z. So, but I had in my mind that, I was going to be eating too. And I mean, I did get, I got cake and whatnot, but I only got like one chicken strip. And I just was like, I was disappointed. But at the same time, hey man, the kids ate. It was about the kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm no shade or nothing to them. It's just about me and my mindset, right? I came in with like, I'm okay, I can eat because I'm not buying it, and it didn't work out that way for me, right? The other parents, it seemed like it might have worked out for them, but it didn't work out for me. But anyway, so that was interesting. That was an interesting observation and whatnot. So I left the party, I hate to say hangry because I wasn't angry. I just was like, I need to eat. And then I was like, but I can't stop nowhere. So I was talking to Dario about it. I'm like, okay, if I stop to the grocery store and get something pre-made, does that count as fast food? So we were having that whole conversation. And then Like, so by the time I went to the grocery store and came home, I didn't even feel like making what I had got, and so we just had like a an additional movie night at home, which is interesting because again, I asked NJ what does he prefer, and he of course talked about he liked our home movie nights, which I mean it does have a benefit to watching movies at home because then you could just go to sleep, or you could just lay down, or you could just really stretch out, you could really super be comfortable. But yeah, so that's how Saturday went. Sunday was nice overall. I had prayed and I was like, Lord, I just really want to have a good day. You know what I'm saying? I want us to have a good day. I want to go be positive, everything be good, right? And so everything at church was great. To that capacity. I mean, there might have been some stuff going on, but everything that had to do with me seemed to be fine. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we did my 3 gatherings, work 2, sat 1. All of that was good overall. Came back home and there was a little bit of how can I say? Like, okay, well, I'll get into too many details. Basically, my husband was letting me know a decision he had made. And I didn't agree with the decision, but I was like, hey, man, at the end of the day, he can do what he want to do. And so, but I was a little frustrated, I guess. And maybe I was hungry. I don't know, because I was thinking about eating or whatever on my way back home or whatever. But instead of like getting to relax and go get something to eat, whatever case may be, I came home and it was like tension. And it was like, him telling us what he had done and what he had decided to do, I guess, as a result of like some things he didn't like, whatever case may be. And I'm like, I get it if you don't like whatever it is, but come on, dude. Like, first, we didn't talk about this. You know what I'm saying? 2, it's like, I get your frustration because I've been frustrated as well. But at the same time, like, I'm not taking it out on you or the kid. I'm just kind of, figuring out ways to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like you trying to call it out, but at the same time, I'm like, but let's not act like, that we're all not contributing to the issue. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And so that was a little frustrating. And I know I had to humble myself and come back and be like, I apologize if I was a little zesty, testy with you or whatever the case may be. But I just was like, well, all I was saying in the moment, what I was saying was that I feel your zesty testiness right now, and I don't want to match it by, really going into how I feel about what you just said. So I'm gonna not do that. Which was still zesty and testy, but still I was like, sometimes, man, I've been in this very interesting place of like speaking up for myself more, but at the same time too, like feeling bad about that. And I was doing a lot of like praying and talking to, the Bible app and all this type of stuff about that. And again, I guess it'll be something I'm talking about in therapy tomorrow. We'll see what the Lord do. But yeah, man, that has been a very interesting place because again, I keep reflecting on, again, previous relationships, and I'm more so friendships, because I know sometimes when you say relationships, people might think about romantic. I'm not talking about romantic. I'm talking about like, those friendships that I guess have fallen alongside the wayside, or, stuff like that. Like, it's just very interesting that it seems like when I set boundaries or whatever the case may be, then it's like, oh, it's a problem. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. So all of that was on my heart and mind yesterday evening. So the rest that I thought I was going to get, I didn't necessarily get because I was just up thinking about all of these different type of things. And then even this morning, like when I woke up or whatever, okay, because I received the word last night, and the I'll just say it like this: there's so many quote unquote prophets out here. And don't get me wrong, y'all might look at me as a bit of one, whatever case may be, because every now and then I tell y'all about like a dream or a word that I received. I'm not sitting here trying to act like, but I never proclaimed to be no prophet. I've never proclaimed to be no pastor. I never proclaimed to be none of that. Maybe I am a watchman. That's the only thing I do feel like I resonate with, because I feel like I am seeing and hearing things that other people ain't seeing and hearing. And I'm like, how do y'all not see it and hear this right in front of our faces? So stuff like that is happening where I'm like, okay, I can, but anyway, my point is, so last night I received the word from a quote unquote prophet online. I saw that the prophet posted, whatever the case may be, and I was listening. And there's things that was resonating and was standing out, but there's other things that I wasn't feeling a confirmation for. And I just was like, well, Lord, you know, when stuff like this happen, it's difficult, right? Because then you're like, when stuff like this happen, it's difficult because then it's like, okay, I'm getting conflicting words, right? I'm getting conflicting prophecies. I'm getting conflicting information. And so I get it, how that can be so difficult, because it's like, how do you know what is the truth, right? Like, how do you know what thus say the Lord is saying? You know what I mean? What the Lord is actually saying when you getting all these different types of point of views and stuff like that. So all of that was really heavy on my heart this morning, because I was praying a little bit about it before I went to sleep last night. And I was like, well, Lord, you know, hey, show me, you know what I'm saying? Confirm to me, or whatever the case may be, whatever, you know, if what this lady is saying is for me, for example, right? Now I get it. Sometimes prophecies can be for specific people, right? In specific places and things like that. But it's just difficult when you watch, you know, you watching something online, right? And you talking to everybody, because I like right now I'm talking to everybody. Whoever's watching, I'm talking to you, right? And so whatever the dream or whatever the vision or whatever it is, y'all could be like, well, Miracle, are you talking to me, or are you talking about me in my life, or are you talking about, or you're not talking to me in my life, you know? And so that's why I be very specific about. Now, I don't think I'm on here saying prophecies, but maybe if I am, you know, I'll be very specific about, hey, you know, this was the dream, or this is what I'm seeing, or whatever the case may be. If it's a miracle or whatever it is, like I try to say whatever it is. And I get it. Everybody's not like me or whatever. But anyway, so I was really thinking about that this morning, like, and I was thinking about that heavy, and I thought I was going to be talking about that today, because I was like, well, Lord, you know, then how do we know, right? How do we discern? Like, what do you want me to say? And I really wasn't receiving anything in particular, you know, when it came to like what to say about it, other than well, one, listening to God. Like, is there a way to tune everything out and just listen to God? And then you'll know, right? And I feel like I do that when it comes to, again, I take time to do the juice, or I take time to study on my own, or I take time to pray and all these different things. So again, when I hear words that are in agreement, or that, you know, are in alignment, or whatever the case may be with what I've received, then okay, I can receive those. But then other words will be like, I don't know, again, maybe, but it could just not be for me. I'm not gonna say that people is false out here. Because who knows, you know what I'm saying? Because people could be like, oh, Miracle, you said that you hear from God, and you false, whatever the case may be. So I get it. But no, I would more so say, like, I understand that, again, things can be specific for specific people. So I don't want to say that this person is a false prophet, but I will say that I can't receive, or I haven't been able to receive everything that the person was saying as if it's for me, which it could not be, again. But anyway, so again, like I was saying, there's a lot of this on my heart and mind this morning. So I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And so much, the only things that was standing out to me was this. One, what was standing out was to, again, listen to God. For us to tune out the noise, right? And listen to what God is saying. I was reminded, right before I got ready to record for the GSL talk show, I was reminded of, I can't remember what that, hold on, let me see if I still got it in my Bible app. It led me to, because I like to tell y'all where it came from. Hopefully it'll come up, but if not, it's not coming up. Hold on, let me see if it's still there. Okay, Kings, 1 Kings 19. I was reminded of that. One of my favorite biblical figures, Elijah, was talking to God, and he was telling him that, hey man, I'm the only one out here, and they about to kill me too, and that type of thing. And it was talking about how, you know, there was a whirlwind, but God wasn't in the whirlwind. There was fire, but God wasn't in the fire. You know, they had all these amazing, miraculous things happening, but God wasn't in any of those big, crazy things, right? Ultimately, there was a still small voice, and that was the Lord, right, speaking to Elijah. And so that came into my heart and mind before I started to record with the gentleman I just, recorded for the GSL talk show. And so I guess I will remind us of that as well, if that's going to be some juice today, that we need to tune out the noise, right? Don't think just because the flood and the tornado and all this stuff is going on, right, and it's going crazy, and you think that this is what's, you know, speaking, or whatever the case may be. the Lord may not be in those things, right? But he could be that still small voice in your heart and mind saying, this is what I have to say to you, or whatever the case may be. Like for me, right? Like as I'm receiving the words and whatnot, again, things that are resonating, I feel like I get the confirmation within, or whatever the case may be. Now, the things that don't seem like it might be for me is the stuff that I'm struggling with. It's the stuff that I don't got that confirmation. I don't feel that, conviction or whatever the case may be. And so, I hope that by hearing this, you're encouraged and inspired, friends. I mean, I get it that it can be, difficult and whatnot, and you could be wondering like, what does this mean and stuff like that. But overall, let's just, stay encouraged and inspired and know that God is speaking. And I know it can be difficult to discern what he's saying when there's all this noise, right? All these different prophets and all these different people and all this, and then you could be getting conflicting words even when you reading the Bible and you feel like, oh, this is saying this, but then this is saying that over there, and then you don't understand. So this is the time for us to seek the Lord. This is the time for us to get into our word, pray, fast, do whatever you need to do to hear from God. And I guess that's ultimately the juice, y'all. That's the juice this morning. Now, the Bible verse of today. The Bible verse of today is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. Hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. NJ needs to go to school because we way past school time, so we need to do that. I also need to record something else real quick. Oh my gosh, so much stuff to do. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful Monday, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye.